What's up, dudes? It's Molly. I'm here to bring you a channeled reading. Hi guys, I'm Molly Marcella. I'm a clairaudient, psychic, Heyoka, empath. I am channeling, so anything I say is part of your message. Oh my gosh, dudes, my phone broke. Yesterday my phone did a big belly flop right onto the ground, and it was in a case too, and it busted. So hold on to your phones, darling. What's up, dudes? I got the big giant Ace of Cups. I got the big giant Ace of Cups full of names. Any names that you see, Spirit, that you may resonate with, Spirit is working with these people. I have over 2,900 past readings. I will type whatever name I pull out into a search of past readings. And up to the top 5 most current readings with that name will pop out. I'll read you those titles, and those will be your Starseed transmissions. I'm an activated Starseed. All right, you ready? I'm ready. Let's do it. Who's first? Who's first? Okay, you're first. Asher. July might mean something. If you resonate with the name Asher, here's your message. Asher. It goes down to ash. All signs. 2 ashes. We all fall down. Welcome to the minstrels. All right, I'm going to take it down to as, A-S. Emperor. Tell your friends, grab your camera and come document it ASAP. This one's brain and face works. Yum Yum needs a lunch lady ASAP. Leo, huge anger storm is over. Everything is changing. Inviting them over ASAP. Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius. Let yourself ascend to new heights. True love. They remember spouse from past life. Now they're coming in as fast as they can. The Tarot DJ. All right? I have creativity of life messages. If you resonate with Asher or Ash, I give up the habit to criticize myself. Somebody may take someone's picture. All right? And then we're going to get a picture message. If you resonate for Asher or Ash. All right, and then we have Mr. Peanut here. So Mr. Peanut, somebody might go to a fancy thing. Mr. Peanut used to feel like a small nut. Yeah, he'd have to go to these things and he'd feel all uncomfortable and awkward and weird. But he's ascended up in vibration. Yeah. And now he likes getting dressed up. Yeah, look at Mr. Peanut. Yeah. Somebody may say, want to go to my fancy thing with me? Last time, yeah, it totally sucked. This time, hoping it'll be better. All right, Led Zeppelin might mean something. Okay, there's your message. Okay, I keep looking at this. Let's get one more. If you resonate with the name Asher or Az or Ash. Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Let's type in empathy. Empathy goes down to empath. Taurus, Cancer. She's a Heyoka empath. Here comes your big baby. Virgo. They don't want a bitch. Send in the sweet, empowered empath. Virgo. Time for an empathetic ear. Taurus. Pajarito's super empath rage. Don't mess with Taurus or Texas. Sagittarius, super empath smackdown. Bedhead, death farts. All right, there's your message. All right, next. Next message. Who's next? You're next, darling. Ooh, the way that stayed in my hand. Brian. Brian. What the fuck, Brian? Let's hear about it. Brian. If you resonate with the name Brian, here's your message. It goes down to Bri, B-R-I. Here's the long story about the uptown girl who shines so bright. Twin flames, starseeds, the tarot DJ. Gemini, goddamn! The chick they ghosted is magical AF and is bringing in miracles. Bringing out the ring now. All signs. PETA! Bring your pocket. We got yum yum here. All signs. It's finally time. Bring in the big baby. All right. Message for Brian. If you resonate with Brian, pop on your own. Message for Brian. I love my family, even if they do not understand me completely. All right. And picture message for Brian. Brian or Bri, B-R-I. And this is my card for the wheel turning too. All right. And final message for Brian or Bri, if you resonate with Brian or Bri. Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Let's type in envy. It goes down to env, E-N-V. Virgo energy. Get your sandals on the phone. Surrounded by new peeps, situations, and environments. The Tarot DJ. All right, there's your message, Brian or Bri. Next. Who's next? You're next, darling. Oh my God. They've hooked their horses up. They're coming as fast as they can. Maisie. Some labyrinth might mean something. I just saw a labyrinth in my mind's eye. Maisie. Amazed might mean something. Somebody might be totally amazed. Maisie. You go to my, M-A-I. Take a break and learn about the Butter Maiden's Cup. Garden update with Supreme Empress Molly Marcella. Local crew. Check out the Butter Maiden. Claiming their Butter Maiden now. Ring. Hallelujah. Let's eat. Krusty sneak peek with Butter Maiden and what's to come. Pisces. Popping out a letter to their Butter Maiden. All right. Let's hear about it. If you resonate with a Butter Maiden, Maisie, a labyrinth, or a maze, here's your message. Or my, M-A-I. I take pleasure in my own solitude. Darling, we don't have a Klingon here. Somebody might be looking for somebody to partner up that can stand on their own. So that's what we have to remember about Empress energy. Yeah, the Empress isn't just the Emperor's bitch. No, she got her own stuff going on. The Empress is constantly working on her own projects, her own manifestations. She loves hanging out with her Emperor, but she's not a needy Klingon. No, not at all. All right, next message. If you resonate with any of the above, somebody may have cleared the curse of the centipede. Okay, so you might have a really weird, almost supernatural kind of instance through an insect. And what that can be, and it may be very, very profound, or it may just be a sign to you that the wheel is turning. It may make you, if the veil is very thin, and you have some old energy of the past, of past lives, that has to be swept away, we'll say it like that, just fragments of old energy within you, Spirit may have you cycle out that energy onto an insect. And that insect may be the person that fucked you over so bad in the past life. That's how horrible their karma may be. And if it resonates with you, it will resonate. If it doesn't, you may say, what in the fuck is she talking about? So I'm talking to the people who this resonates for. If you got bit by an insect, it might have opened up a chakra. It might have helped help your flow, I hear. All right. And this is my card for a spiritual martial artist, like a spiritual leader. All right. So, getting real personal, yeah. When I was going through my Starseed activation, all this totally freaky stuff can happen. And you do have fragments of energy from past lives. And if the veil is real thin, it might be on a full moon, something like that. And it's not like when full moons happen, it's not like, oh, today's the full moon. Yep, now everything feels totally different just today. No, it's a crescendo. It will like come up. The energy will come real up. The veil will be very, very thin, and then it'll go down. And then it'll come up again, and it'll be very, very thin, and it'll go down. And a lot of times people, sensitive people, highly sensitive people, psychic people, spectrum-y people, are absolutely more in tune with what the moon is doing. Now that may sound like hooey. I hear it like that. Okay. Scrooge McDuck might mean something. Ebenezer Scrooge might mean something. That might sound hooey to people who are not sensitive. But if you talk to anyone, my sister used to work in the emergency room. If you talk to anyone who works in an emergency room, anything, they will say, absolutely, the closer to a full moon, the weirder the shit comes in. And we have to remember, the moon affects the tides on planet Earth. We know that. The moon's pull. We are very fluid-filled beings. And so the moon absolutely can affect you. So when I was going through some of my trippiest activation, and thank God I knew what was going on, I had one night where, and sometimes you can feel the vibrations of the moon. Like if you're on a very energetically charged moon night, and it resonates with you, your sign, whatever's going on, where you are, you may feel the energy. You may feel electric. You may feel like you're riding a horse, riding a broom. You may feel like you are endlessly creative. You may just start creating like crazy, just riding out these vibrations of the moon. So when I had my activation, you can see in my bedroom, I have the same ceiling as this. It's a little bit different, but it's tiled like that. And I was sitting in my bed, riding out the vibrations of the moon. Now, people who have not had an activation will say, Molly's fucking crazy. Yeah. People who have had an awakening and activation will say, oh my God, I'm not the only one. So what happened with me was, all of a sudden Spirit said, look at that spider. There was a spider crawling right in between the tiles in my bedroom. All of a sudden it was there, and it existed. It wasn't something I was hallucinating. It was there. And all of a sudden, I started like channeling, without trying to think of what I was doing, I zoned in on that spider, and I said out loud, and it frightened me that I said it out loud. I said, you don't leave that road. You stay on the road and you don't come any closer to me. And right when I said that, right when I was done, and I said it kind of hysterically, and I said it like aggressive, firm. Right when I finished saying it, the spider did a 90-degree turn and started walking straight towards me on the ceiling. I was on my bed. It came off the road and it started coming toward me. And I said, don't come any closer to me. And then it dropped from the ceiling and landed on the floor right in front of my bed. And I screamed like a crazy lady. And I live with my ex, and he came running up from downstairs. And I said, there is a spider on the floor, and you have to get rid of it. It cannot be in this room with me. Usually, I'm very kind to insects. Usually, if I have a spider, I'll try to take it outside and let it live. I said, you have to get it. You have to get it. There's no way I can be in this house with this spider in it. And he saw that I was visibly upset. I was going through something. He gathered, there was a blanket on the floor that it had landed into. He gathered it up. And I felt like this release. And I said, you have to find it. You have to find that spider. And he left the room with the blanket. And then he came back. And he had the spider smashed in some toilet paper. And he showed it to me. And he flushed it down the toilet. And I was so freaked out about what that was. And then he went back downstairs. I said, thank you very much. And he went back downstairs. I was so freaked out about what that was. I called out to one of my main guides. And they explained to me that, in my mind's eye, explained to me that that was fragments of past life energy, of trauma of past life. So I'm assuming in a past life I may have gotten assaulted or something along that line. And the whole energy was being set straight in this life. And that's how vile that thing was that assaulted me in my past life. That I cleared the karma and had the wheel turn. And I'm the mother freaking high priestess in this life. And that thing is a spider that got smashed and flushed down the toilet. So that's the message. All right, let's take another name. If anything like that has happened to you, I believe you. Just know that's what's going on. And then after that, nothing. After that, I had a bath where there was a big, one of those big hairy centipedes sitting in the corner. Before my awakening, I would be like, there's no way I'm sitting in this bathroom with that big hairy thing right there. No way. Just a house centipede. After that cleared with that spider, I sat in my tub and I noticed it. And I said to myself, I'm just going to let it exist. I'm just going to let it be there. And I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm not going to anticipate it coming at me. I'm not going to anticipate it coming at me and dropping down on me, like what happened with the spider. I'm just going to let it exist over there. And I refuse to sit in my bath and stare at it the whole time to make sure it's not moving. I said, I'm just going to let it exist over there, and I'm going to enjoy my bath over here. And I did. And that fear, that like creepy insect fear, was gone. I didn't have it anymore. But you have to be brave to transcend that. All right. And next time, yeah, if you're in a situation where you can't, you just have to accept reality, say to yourself, I'm going to let this thing exist, and I'm not going to bother it. And most likely, it won't bother me. All right. Okay, we got 2 that came out. Somebody may do a beach cleanse. All right. Somebody may have, if you have an attachment, if you feel like you have an attachment, a negative attachment to you, if you do anything where you cry, get in an argument, I just heard paranormal research. Okay, if you're doing paranormal research, if you feel like you've tapped into negativity, make sure after you're done with work, or if you have a very heavy job, anything like that, make sure you're remembering your spiritual hygiene as well. And so that's when you take a bath with, I use Epsom salt. I put 2 cups of Epsom salt in the bath. And then that just resets your energy. It like takes all that whacked out energy and just wipes it clean. But if you're not paying attention to your spiritual hygiene, we are energy workers. And if you are an empath, you will pick up energy like a sponge. So I don't live anywhere by the ocean. So all my options are a salt bath. So if you haven't taken a salt bath in a while, it might be time to take a salt bath. If you feel like you have a heavier attachment, and when I see a sand dollar, I personally do attachment. I cut the cords of these attachments on a beach cleanse. So somebody may have, if that is interesting to you or something, you can reach out to me. I don't charge a fee for a beach cleanse. I don't feel comfortable charging money to somebody. I have been given spiritual gifts, so I don't feel comfortable saying, I will charge you X amount of dollars to get this thing off of you. But I do accept donations. And a donation can be money, it can be artwork, it can be an experience, it can be a poem, it can be whatever it needs to be. But I personally don't charge for those kind of releases. I don't think somebody should have to pay, especially if they don't have the money, to get an entity out. And that's my bottom line. I also am spectruming myself, and I have an interesting relationship with money. After my awakening, it has gotten worse. And so I don't know if it's like dyslexia. I don't know what it is. But I flip letters. I can make a lot of money. But after I've made a lot of money, I don't really know what to do with it. So I usually rely on somebody else to count my beans for me. And that's why I'm stuck in poverty, darlings. All right, Joel. And the other name, Jan or January might mean something. All right, so if you resonate with the name Joel, here's your message. So I with my money issue, somebody may be dyslexic. I used to cry. I used to think it's a curse. My dad would help me with all my financial or my important things. And then my dad passed, and I'm kind of left up by myself. But I realized kind of recently that it's more of a gift. And hey, boo boo, he's patrolling the neighborhood. I don't worship money the way the majority of people do, and it's worship. It's putting aside ethics, morals, anything for the almighty I hear darling, the almighty I hear darling again, dollar. So I got lucky in that, and it took me till I'm almost 50 years old to realize I'm lucky in that rather than cursed. So somebody may find out something that they've struggled with for quite a long time, where you may have had a why me type of mentality. It's not fair. Like, why me? Yeah, Spirit might unfold something for you where you say, oh, I see now. It makes me a first-rate version of myself instead of a second-rate version of everyone else. All right, Joel. Joel, you go down to Joe, J-O-E. If you resonate with Joel or Joe, here's your message. All signs, grab your keys. We're traveling and eating sloppy joes. Fuck yeah. We got a tender-hearted one. Leo, Gemini, Jeff, Cancer, Lou, Joey, Pisces, Benji, Sagittarius, Libra, free. All right? If you resonate with Joel or Joe, here's your message. But I don't live by the ocean, so if anybody needs an ocean cleanse, yeah, you gotta get me out to the ocean. Okay. I take great pleasure in my friends, even if we disagree or live different lives. All right? Yeah, so we're talking about first-rate versions of ourselves instead of second-rate versions of everyone else. Why is it important to hang out with people who are not exactly like you? It can be easy, especially in time of politics right now, too, to say, it's us versus them. It's me versus you. No, I don't agree with that thing you're all about. Yeah, I ignore that I agree with 90% of the other stuff you're about. But that one thing, nope, digging my healing. You're not exactly like me. Yeah, well, if you only hang out with people who think the same as you, eat the same as you, do the same thing you do, you're literally hanging out with yourself. And there's no spiritual growth. It's just a bunch of yous chest bumping each other. And so sometimes, and this can come with age too, is the concept of agreeing to disagree. When you can agree to just say there's somebody that, yeah, I agree with 90% of what they stand for, but that 10% I don't. Yeah, I can say I agree to disagree with that person, but I'm not going to throw them away because of that 10%. I'm going to compassionately interpret the situation to begin with. And I'm going to say, let's put that 10% aside and let's see if we can connect over the 90% that we agree on. And when you do that, that's called mutual respect. And then you can forge a friendship, a connection, some sort of cord between you two. And then that will come a point where you may have a time with this person where you say, hey, I really like you. We seem to have nice conversations, whatever. But there's this one thing where you and I are so opposite of that 10% thing. Do you want to talk about it? And if that person says yes, then that's the magic moment. That's the moment where the door would never have opened if you hadn't forged that friendship or that mutual respect or whatever that is. And we're in a place in society right now where it's very apparent it's either one way or the other way. And when it's that way, there's never any change because there's no mutual respect. No side is even willing to listen to the other person's point of view or anything. Just two egos driven in too hard. No, you're not like me. So that's why it's very important to be open to hang around with other people that don't agree with the same things you agree with 100%. If you're just hanging out with people who's like, fuck yeah, yep, chest bump, yep, high 10, yep, yep, oh, boom, yeah, the bullseye's right here, boom, got a bullseye again, yeah. You're not having any growth. There's no change happening. I take great pleasure in my friends, even if we disagree or live different lives. And if you do get to a point where you say, yeah, let's discuss that 10% thing. Yeah, you're going into it starting with mutual respect. And if you can't agree on that, you can say, all right, well, let's agree to disagree on that. Or somebody on one side might say, hey, wait, I see what you're talking about. I trust you because you're my friend. And I see what we're talking about. I see your point of view. That would never, ever, ever happen if you're only hanging out with people who think the exact same as you. Change will never, ever happen. Now, there are some people who, there are certain things, that 10% thing, maybe somebody's hardcore bottom line. Yeah, you're not forced to hang out with people that violate your hardcore bottom line. So there is a concept called compassionate interpretation. And that's where you go into an interaction with somebody else, not with like a lawyer brain, where you're just listening to them and you're like, okay, negate that. I'm going to bounce back with this. Yeah, hurry up and finish talking. I'm ready for my points. You're not listening that way. You're not listening to get butthurt at whatever they're about, whatever's coming out. No, you're going to compassionately interpret what that person is saying as to the highest vibration of the message. You don't have to be right. You have to open your heart and compassionately interpret what that other person is trying to convey. And that takes a grown-up attitude. All right. So there's that message. Next. What's the next message? For Joel or Joe? If you resonate with Joel or Joe. Aha! Somebody may have had an epiphany. All right. And final message. For Joel or Joe? Joel or Joe? Joel or Joe? Here we go. Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. All right. Let's type in relationships. Pisces energy. Relationships compromise. You're ready. All right. And Jan or January, if you resonate with Jan or January, here's your message. Oh, my computer just shut down for that. So let's get an overall message from the cards. I matter, and what I have to offer this world also matters. It's true. I still thwarting me. All right. So I matter, and what I have to offer this world also matters. Next message, if you resonate with January, okay. This is my card for somebody who's been watching for a really long time, just quiet. Yeah, they may come up and say, hey, guess what? I see good luck with you. Ireland might mean something. All right. Somebody may say, I've been through the cleanse. I just heard Heidi. A poodle might mean something. That's my name of my childhood poodle dog we had. This is my card for somebody who's stayed in the shadows and they're watching, trying to figure out what's going on. All right. Somebody may take a trip to Ireland or Scotland, something like that. Next message. Or an Irish person. Next message. Darling, good luck's coming your life. Okay, we've got two messages. The first one is fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And final message, success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. All right, darlings, there's your message. Glad I got my phone back. Yeah. What are you doing? go cook.